Okay. So basically what I've been trying to do is get better at live coding. I'm not a coder, so I found this really cool thing called Strudel, which is, if you're playing along, this here. So basically it is a live coding platform. This is, I basically watched this person named DJ Dave, and I watched her on Instagram, and it's none of these. I copied one of her videos. I'll just play this. Yeah, so basically, she has this here, and she talks about what it is that she does. There's always a drum section, there's always like a bass loop, a synth loop, or a bunch of synth loops. I always have a bunch of vocals, and then I usually have some sort of effect that's reacting to my mouse movements, which is really helpful when I'm performing live. For samples, I either load them locally or I put them on GitHub. So, like, here's a sample from GitHub that I just cut into chunks. I like to use a lot of vocal samples in my code, sometimes short and sharp like this one, or sometimes just blah, blah, blah. Basically, you can see all her code. So what I decided to do was load up this strudel.cc. In fact, half this window is like, fine, so I might make me heaps bigger. Whoa. Okay, so what I've done is I copied everything that she had, and it looks something like this. Basically, I did this to try and work out what it is that she's doing. Now, I just hit Control Enter and it will play. It's got nothing. I noticed that there's these little lines in front. When you take this out, it's like a comment. So this is basically randomly playing from the pentatonic scale. This like turns the energy down a little bit. The background is done with this. So we can switch it off. And there's a slider. And that's basically it. So you can kind of load up all, so that was taken entirely from DJ Dave. I just copied her screen, and then by playing with it, I worked out what she was doing and worked out how it goes. And I'm pretty confident I can make my own stuff now, which is really cool. Basically, there's a series of loops. You have kind of like your melodies and your drums, and then you just go through and you make that. Now, I was copying this into Obsidian. So basically Obsidian is my note-taking program.
what I was doing was just chucking it in here. And in Obsidian, you have like extensions. So if you community plugin, you have these like plugins. And I'm like, wait, I should make a plugin for Strudel inside Obsidian so I can just play it in here because this thing runs on JavaScript. So I went to Claude and was like, hey Claude, if I want to make hard techno, how would I do it? Blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, wait a minute, I can make an extension. So I asked Claude, how would I get Windsurf to make me an extension? I basically just wrote this, and it said that yes, it's possible, yes, it should work, blah, 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 why this is going to make my life the best thing ever. Here's a specific prompt. So without even really thinking, I'm going to copy this. Now I made a, Strudel Obsidian plugin. So I made a folder which is blank. We're going to go here. And we're cooking with gas today, so we are going to code with Cascade. I'm just gonna wait, it's just loading. I don't know why it's taking so long. Okay, so I might just move me across through here. Okay, so we're on right. We're using Claude 3.7, which is the model I want to use, and we're just going to paste that prompt directly in there. So I took this straight from ChatGPT, from Claude, and I've put it straight in here. There are ways to integrate this. This is the way I vibe code. It's super easy. We are, boom. Okay, so we've loaded it in. So this is how I vibe code. Basically, I just watch this panel, and you don't need to like watch it too much, but if it's like looping or something like that, it's doing the same thing again and again, it gets stuck. There's a few things you can do. I sometimes just check my credits. So I've used less than 1/5 of my credits. You get 500 credits in a month. Okay, so it's done this really cool new thing where it writes itself a plan, like a task list, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, 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 of all the things that it wants to do. And then it just goes through and it makes them. Now, whenever it does something like make a directory or delete a file, it needs your authority to do it. So we just keep an eye on it here because it's probably going to need to create some files soon. Now, Claude kind of did the hard work of thinking about how to instruct it, and this is really important. Basically, Windsurf on its own can sometimes get confused and not always plan things out the right way. By having Claude say, I need you to make this file, that file, that file, that file, output this, da da da, it went and did all the research first before giving it to Windsurf. And I think this is a really good way of doing things. If this works, I don't know if you can see down here, accept changes. If this works, I'm going to load this into Obsidian, and then I'm going to have a plugin, which is really, really cool. There's another thing that I wanted to go through, which is someone actually made an offline version of Strudel, which does live coding for music, all self-contained in a program. So we might have a play with that a little bit later too. So basically, we're just vibing. This is how it goes when we are when we're vibe coding. So it does all the hard work for you. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. So and if you have a look over here, these are the files it's already made. So you can like click and it'll tell you like, here we go, accept changes. So it's written that code. Yeah, basically if you have a look, it'll say things like 71 plus and then -0. So this is how many lines of code it's written. It already knows what language to write this in because Claude did that for us. Now I might just, while this is going, I might just shrink it off to the side. So there was, I also got it to make a a list of commands for me to try in Strudel, which is really exciting. So with Strudel, the big things are getting the instrument bank right, and then just getting the beats right. And for most techno, it's actually really simple. It's just like, it's called a 4-to-the-floor drum. So it's just a bass drum on every beat. You can put in some hi-hats, a snare drum, some closed or open hi-hats, like dirty hi-hats. And then they have some melodies and things like that. You can just pick from a scale. There's actually a combination of chords, which are considered the standard. So I think they used to have these things called standards back in the days of blues and jazz, and they kind of have the same thing for dance music too. So there's chord progressions, there's arpeggios, all these things, but I'm going to be basically making it by looking at what other people have done and then copying that across. One thing I'm very interested in though is the visual effects. So if we have a second, I might just Obsidian. If we come back to here, if we play this, where are we? Let's move this. Okay, so you saw this like punch card. If we have a look at audio effects, visual feedback, it actually has a list of different things that we can do. So we had punch card. Okay, so we can make it go underneath by putting an underline in front of it. So when we played this before, if we just like run it, okay, and then we'll do this. This time we're gonna run it with this. So now the punch card is condensed in the center. What we can also do though is we can actually add a line here, and we can put the punch card underneath. So now when we take this off, it will actually add another line underneath. Should work. I don't know why that's not working. Oh well. And that's basically how that goes. So we can remix anything there. We can comment lines out. We can put in front of what's called a pattern, which is one of these, like the notes, the arpeggiated randomness, the baseline. We just put this little line in front and that comments it out. So this is how you can create a song, is you create all the different elements and then you just add them in as you need. I'm just going to check this. Okay, so it says that I should be able to run this as a plugin now. Now, how much do you want to bet it works on the first go? Because I can put my money on the fact that this will never work on the first go. So to install the plugin, copy all the files to Obsidian plugins Strudel live coding directory. Okay, so we're going to search for, let's go see if I can open this up. .obsidian. Okay. Strudel. Okay, there isn't a .obsidian plugins directory. Okay, what I might try and do is open it here. Song from Dave. Let's try and open this. Hold on, let's bring this up back up. Oh, if anyone wants to chuck anything in the chat as well, you're welcome to. Here we go. Turn on community plugins. Browse. Okay. Just gonna open this. Okay. Just gonna double check this, which says I might just install a plugin on Obsidian and see where it goes. So let's just install Excalidraw. I don't think I have this. So if we can find out where this gets installed to. I'll just have a quick look. Excal. Here we go. Okay. So I found Obsidian plugins. Okay. So now we have this. We're going to open up here. We are going to reveal in File Explorer. Okay. We are going to copy this. We are going to click across to here. We're going to paste that, which is our Strudel plugin. And then we are going to restart Obsidian or reload plugins, enable the plugin. Okay. Now we're going to close Obsidian or restart it. Let's have a look. Okay. Show installed only. Okay, let's close this. Check for updates. Install plugins. Hey, check that out. So it looks like I just managed to make a plugin. Let's see if this works. Failed to load plugin Strudel live coding. Okay, it's definitely done something. It recognizes that we're there. What happens if we try and switch it on? Failed to load plugin Strudel live coding. Does it say why? Okay. Bring up Windsurf again. Enable the plugin. Okay. When I did this, it said failed to load plugin. basically this is half of what vibe coding is about, is just endlessly telling it what it did wrong. And just iterating like this until it works. While it's doing this, I'm just going to show you some of the stuff that I've made so far in this. So basically, I started off making this, which is just my generic homepage at meow-meow.io. It made this entire thing in 3 hours. Basically, I gave it a bunch of documentation, and I said I wanted to make it look cool, futuristic, and it went and it did all the text effects. It did all this. It did it worked out what pages to make. It also, here we go, scroll down, it has this. It did things like make a timeline. I went through this a little bit last night. It's really cool. It's got heaps of dynamic stuff. I made this last night in 40 minutes, which was just basically a web page, and I've uploaded it to Meow-Ludo.art. So after the stream, I just dragged and dropped this is one file, index.html. And I did this the same way that we're vibe coding over here. So we'll say this. Okay. It worked out what was wrong. It didn't compile it properly. So while it's doing that, let's have a look. Okay, so now I don't know what it's doing, but it seems like it knows what it's doing. And I sorted out a lot of the stream issues from last night too. Okay. While it's doing that, we might just have a look here. Okay, so this is a CV that it made me. This is much better than any CV I've ever made, ever before. It put together this entire thing by me just copying and pasting a few files. I put my old CV in. I got it to scan the internet, and I basically just said that I wanted something professional. Did a really good job. There's a protocol I wrote, so I gave it a very, very basic protocol and asked it to make a web page for a place in Greece. It made this entire thing so easily. You can turn this into a form. It's incredible how much it does. It even puts like a little print button. It's not perfect, but it works. You can always make anything shit more perfect as well. So this is another page. So this one was a board game that I was making. One of the cool things I asked it to do was to make tooltips for my references. So here's a reference here. If I hover over, it brings up what's called a tooltip, right? So you can, it hasn't got a link now, but I could link it. You can basically search that. And these are obviously down the bottom too. So the tooltips I find really cool. That's my friend's page, and this is the game that I made. I've still got to put art in there, but basically it's a board game where you play as an ethics committee. It's called a serious game. And basically you debate about whether certain scientific projects should get made or not. That's pretty cool. I built it with the AI backwards and forwards, basically vibing, trying to work out what it would, the mechanics of the game. And initially the game was pretty crap, and now it's like probably at a stage we could play test it, which I might do. If anyone's interested, please let me know, and we can totally play test it. Yeah, so basically there's a lot of clicking accept or approve. A lot of these, it's running terminal commands. You can bring up a terminal in the bottom here. I haven't seen anything in the chat, so sorry if people are chatting and I just can't see. After this, I actually want to see if I can do some more vibe coding. I think I want to actually do some more music generation. Hey! Okay, I will actually send you through the instructions. You have to print off some cards. I'll put it into a shared drive and send you a link. You need 7 players for it to be really good. Because it's modeled after a real ethics board. Basically, the only thing standing between you and being a legitimate ethics board, if you can play this game, is the amount of legal indemnity you have. That's pretty much it. It's basically a real game. Because ethics boards are crazy and absurd. Would you like me to create a README, or would you like to try testing the plugin? Create the README. Do it. Actually, no. We're going to test it. Test. Actually, no. Create it. That's fine. Compile files. Any Obsidian plugins folder. Okay. Let's give this a go. Let's try and Strudel Obsidian plugin. We're going to copy this. We're going to copy here. We're going to paste. Okay, that's a lot bigger than it was before. Did I just copy all of Strudel? Oh wow, that's huge in comparison. Okay, yeah. Place these files in the destination. Okay. Now let's have a look. Obsidian plugin. Okay, that's quite a lot bigger. Now if we go back, yeah, that's it. Please, if you play it, record it for me. Remind me afterwards, and I'll chuck it into a shared folder. Just private message me the address you want me to send it to. Okay, let's have a look. Where are we? Okay, so I've got Obsidian now. Okay, I'm gonna open up settings, community plugins, refresh, reload. It should be version 1.01. Hey, there we go. That's switched on. Now there should be a ribbon tab somewhere. I feel like we are playing along here somewhere. Oh, look at this. There's a new little music tab. So what happens if I click this? No one's ever seen this before. I just made this. So I'm going to close the graph view. And now I've managed to create this plugin that brings Strudel into Obsidian, which is awesome. Okay. It works! Okay, that's shit. That's not too bad. Okay. We want this kick. This one, here we go. Okay, so we basically take this from here, and then I am going, that's fucking annoying, isn't it? Okay, so what we do is we'll go to the, can I do this? Okay, so I need to do a few things, which is, I need to be able to reload. Okay. So there's a few little things, a few little tweaks I need to make, but that fucking works. So as you can see, in under half an hour, I basically went from an idea to bring one program into another program. I fucked around for 10 or 15 minutes, and then I built it, and that thing is finished. Like, I don't know how to code. If, like, it is such an amazing time to be autistic and on the internet. Okay, let's just see if we can get how much of this we can get in. Okay, so let's just go this. Okay. If it works, hopefully some graphics will come in. Hey, so it works. So the only thing is I can't update it. No, I can. That works too. So now I can, let's have a look. Let's see if we can get the whole thing going. Ready? Here we go. I'll play this and then I'll probably wrap up for the night because we're doing real good. Oh, fuck. It's so good. Strudel is awesome, really fun. And if you want this at the oh, what's happening here? Working? There we go. So Strudel's awesome. I took this from DJ Dave. She's really cool. I totally just stole all her stuff to be able to play that, but I wanted to start with a finished product because I really like it. I'm going to upload this video to Facebook. This is the first live coding I'm actually putting up. Everything worked today. Please feel free to share it. If you have any questions about vibe coding, if you work at a university and you want to fly me down and get me to teach a course in vibe coding, I would love to do that. If anyone wants a free tutorial, I'll do that too. I'm going to try and vibe code as much as I can, streaming and live. Please, if you have any requests for stuff you want to make, if you want to play with data sets, if you want to create anything, I have no clue how to code. So come and explore with me. It's really fun. It's a really exciting time to have all these tools. I'm surprised not everyone's using them. Other than that though, there you go. Thank you very much for a successful stream. Today we did some live vibe coding for making techno. We created an Obsidian plugin with no prior knowledge about how any of it works. We smushed those two things together, and now inside my note-taking program, I have a live music coding program integrated with not writing a single line of code. Vibe coding is the best. Thank you very much. Keep it real.